5,300 acres. That is the size of Michigan State University's main campus. You might think of it as just another Big Ten school, but it is hands down one of the most beautiful campuses in the country, with over 1,000 acres reserved for just agricultural research and garden spaces. Today, we've been invited here to the MSU Radiology Department to learn more about their healing gardens, and then we'll go over to a home nearby in Okemos, Michigan. It's owned by an artist and an avid gardener, so stay tuned. I'm your host, Allison Alfredson, and this is The American Dream. I'm here with Dr. Mark Delano. Hi, welcome.
Hi. Thank you very much.
I'd love for you to tell us more about the radiology department at MSU.
The Department of Radiology is a unique department. In fact, I think it's one of a kind, and you won't find one like it in the world. We started with the beginning of the medical school in the late 60s, and Dr. Jim Pochin was our founding chair. He had this idea of learning about radiology and expanding what it could be for patients. And the idea of using imaging to teach medical students to think about how we can do medicine better was part of it. So education is the primary foundation. We've got research and we've got a lot of clinical activities that we do in advancing the way that we use radiology to advance patient care. Advancing knowledge and transforming lives, as MSU likes to say, is really fitting for the department.
Mark, thanks again so much for your time today. I really enjoy the fact that you invited us out here today.
Thank you for coming out.
This is such a beautiful time of year to visit the garden. Tell me a little bit more about how it came to be and why we're here.
Well, Dr. Pochin was the founding chair of the department. He had a love for horticulture. And as a young man, he grew flowers in his family's greenhouse and sold boutonnieres and corsages to his classmates.
Oh.
And then he came to campus as a horticulture student and eventually transitioned into medicine. And he just always has loved gardens. All of the gardens on campus have their own unique purpose on campus. And our garden, the Radiology Healing Gardens, is the only garden that is just to be here, to relax, to reflect, to learn about some of the plant life if you want to.
Thanks, Beth, so much for having us today. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah. And next, we're going to head over to Okemos, Michigan, and take a look at a house I'm really excited about. Welcome to 4695 Wellington Drive in Okemos, Michigan. A couple owns this home, and they have spent so much time working in the garden, but we also have an artist who's inside who'd like to show us around. About this space. Yeah.
This space too has been totally redone. I've never had a residence with the studio in the residence. I've been in a bedroom, I've been in the basement, and so this house afforded us the space where I could do this. And we actually brought these bookcases up from the library downstairs when we redid that room, so I could have my books up here. We installed the fireplace, the pellet stove, and redid the floors. Yeah. And stuff is, I mean, it's workable.
Yeah.
Usually artist studios are a lot messier.
Right.
I'm not very messy.
It's very inspirational no matter what. Paul, would you be willing to show us around your garden?
Certainly.
All right, let's do it.
The patio over here began when our neighbors were getting rid of their bricks. And I just kind of started laying bricks down, and I originally started with the pattern that they had in their yard because I didn't know what I was doing.
Right.
So the patio actually began over here where the table is, and then kind of worked out between the trees. When I designed this area, I was going by the shape of where the trees are, and at night it's almost like you're in 3 different rooms. There's where the chair is, and then where this plant is, and then where the fireplace is.
like to thank Mark and Beth at the Radiology Gardens on MSU's campus, as well as Tim and Paul for letting us tour their home today. Until next time, I'm your host, Allison Alfredson, and keep living the American dream.